I am on my way to The Hague now with my friend, the brilliant investigative journalist Matt Kennard, reporting for Palestine Deep Dive.
I feel connected to this place because I feel those who have wronged me, those who have wronged my family, those who killed my family should be here, but not walking the streets of The Hague, but actually in the cells of the ICC. So Netanyahu and Gallant might have been the ones who ordered the murder of my family, but they were not the ones who pulled the trigger, Matt. So this is the International Criminal Court, the ICC. This is the court that issued arrest warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant. This is only an underestimation. There are thousands of other people who deserve to receive arrest warrants by the ICC. There are all of the Israeli soldiers who invaded Gaza, who have destroyed Gaza, who have killed tens of thousands of Palestinians. All of them should be here very soon.
Question now is, will the states that are signatories to the ICC apply the rule of law, which they must? The rule of law necessitates that if Netanyahu and Gallant step foot in 125 different countries that are signatories, they must be arrested immediately and brought to the ICC. Some countries have already said they're not going to apply the law, so you're already seeing the system exposing itself. I'm not super hopeful that the governments in the West will enforce the arrest warrants.
According to the law, it's not only the officials, the British officials, for example, and the British authorities who have the legal responsibility to arrest Netanyahu and Gallant if they ever step foot in the UK, but also the individuals in Britain.
This trip is deeply personal for me as I begin the search for justice for my family who were murdered by Israel in October 2023, and also for the tens of thousands of Palestinians who have been victims of Israel's genocide on Gaza. So here again, Free Palestine from Morocco. Aya wrote this one. For 57 years, Israel always evades accountability. But this is a historic moment. And the ICC and the ICJ, they were not established by Palestinians. They were not established by Arabs or Muslims. They were established by the West. And now we need to see if the West is going to live up to their responsibility. Walking here, the streets of The Hague, Matt, my people and those who survived of my family in Gaza are still living the aftermath of genocide in Gaza. Again, it's a feeling of it's a huge sense of survivor's guilt.
When your family were killed, you were tweeting and saying two things. You were saying, I want to keep their memory alive and I will talk about them forever. But the other things you were saying, I want accountability for the people that killed them. We're here outside the ICJ where hopefully that will happen.
As you said, Matt, from the very first day that Israel killed my family, I had this base in mind. I said, okay, they have killed my family. One, I will keep the memory of my family alive, but I will also try to pursue these people who wronged my family. And this court should have been working a long time ago. But now we will stop complaining about the past, and now we need an active step. We need a serious step from this place to go after Israel.
This weekend, I will be giving the opening speech at the inauguration of the Hague Group. Organized by the Progressive International, this alliance of 9 countries is a collaborative initiative pushing Israel in the international courts and seeking accountability for Israel's war crimes committed in Palestine.
Together, we are here.
Others speak about the law, you give the testimony.
Yeah, and that's why I did not speak about the law, because I'm not here to speak in front of all of these experts. Why did you think it's important to establish this group now?
I wish we didn't have to set up this group. I wish that the institutions of global governance, the institutions of accountability, and the states that we have that are supposed to enforce these rules, legal norms and rules of justice would have already been working. Then we wouldn't have needed to set up a Hague Group outside to support it. This, for me, is not the culmination of the group, but really the start of the group. And we invite once again multiple European nations to join us, Asian nations to join us, every single African nation to join us, because all of the global south is also not represented here. And I say this coming from a country that is extremely complicit, India, whose government is complicit in the genocide in Gaza. We certainly hope that others would join too, and I believe it will happen. To open today's event, I'd like to invite to the stage Ahmed Alnaouq, a journalist and writer from Gaza, to provide his testimony of the past 15 months of Israel's genocide. Thank you, Ahmed.
So my name is Ahmed Alnaouq, and I am from Gaza. In the beginning of this genocide, in October 2023, an Israeli airplane came out of nowhere and it dropped a bomb on my family home. All of them were killed while they were sleeping in the home. They made no crime. They committed no mistake. Their only problem was they were Palestinians. Enough is enough. Finally, I would like to thank you very, very much. You give the Palestinian people a glimmer of hope that finally, and after many decades of Israel evasion of accountability, this is a glimmer of hope that Palestine will soon be free and liberated, and the Palestinians will eventually get their freedom and they will get their rights back. I'm heading back to London now after an intense trip to The Hague. It's been a long journey, both physically and emotionally. But what I experienced this weekend has given me confidence that the pursuit for justice for Palestinians has indeed begun. This is only the beginning, and the road might be long. But one thing for certain is that we will keep pushing until real accountability is achieved. Now I can get some rest.